A blissful day, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to Paring Bob's channel. If you are new to this channel, may I ask you a favor by subscribing my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell button for you to be updated for new videos. As we begin our traditional celebration of the Misa de Gallo or the Simbang Gabi, may I offer you some points for reflection for this first day of Simbang Gabi. Allow me to focus my reflection on the gospel, which is centered in the figure of Saint John the Baptizer. In our gospel today, John the Baptist was described by Jesus as a shining and burning lamp. The Greek word that is being used is kaiomenos. It is in its passive participle form, which means to start or to enkindle, or something like an ember. Friends, this word is beautifully described the role and the image of John the Baptist. He is the one who will introduce the Messiah. He is the one who will prepare the coming of the Messiah. I know that supposedly the focus of our attention is always pointing to the coming Messiah. But for this reflection, allow me to direct your attention on the attitude of John the Baptizer. I like the attitude of John the Baptist on how he introduced himself to the crowds, explicitly declaring that he was not the Messiah. He is not the light, but the one who will introduce the light. You know, this is very important to search for our personal truth and owning our own personal value and unique role and purpose in life. If we put ourselves in the shoes of John the Baptist, perhaps there might be some elements of temptation in owning the spotlight, since the Messiah is not yet present. When people are so impressed by the teachings of John the Baptist, and people are already suspecting that he might be the Messiah. But look at the attitude of John the Baptist. He explicitly declared, I am not the Messiah. I am not the light. I am here to introduce the light and to prepare the way for the coming of the Messiah. This attitude of John the Baptist is worth emulating. That aspect of accepting our existential value and purpose in life, especially when we do ministry in the church. Because sometimes the focus is not so much to God, whom we offer our service, but the appreciation and recognition sometimes is focused on the ministers or those people who belong to a certain ministry. We are reminded that all of us are mere cooperators of God's ministries. This is not our ministry. We only introduce Christ, and the recognition and the applause should not be directed to the ministers or to anyone, but the recognition is always pointing to Jesus, pointing on God, whom we offer our ministry. Perhaps the word that can capture the whole of our reflection is the word acceptance. Acceptance of our own unique self, acceptance of our own capacities, and also acceptance of our painful limitations. Sometimes conflict arises in our small communities or even in our workplace because there are comparisons, there are rivalries. Magpasikatay kung kinsay maayo, kung kinsay sikat, and not accepting our own individual role and capacities. Last Sunday, we celebrate the Gaudete Sunday, and maybe the authentic way towards a joyful and a happy life is to accept our own individuality and not struggle to compete and to compare ourselves with anybody else. John the Baptist is clear and precise in accepting his own purpose, that he is not the Messiah. He is only a figure that will introduce the Messiah. And he is comfortable in accepting that his ministry will decrease and the Messiah will increase. So friends, the invitation for us in this gospel pericope today is not really to proudly introduce Christ to people, but just like John the Baptist's attitude, to start and to enkindle people's awareness to notice God's presence in their midst. Because God is already there. Maybe the invitation for all of us is to inspire people to notice and to enkindle their sensitivity in recognizing God in the ordinariness of their lives. Because God is already there. And it is for us to discover where is God in those experiences. Because truly, He is a God Emmanuel, God with us. Amen.